Nebraska, it's really all of their pins. They have to point score. That's what we're going to be looking for from every single pin for Nebraska.
Well, ready to get underway then. Atlanta on the left side in the pink, and Nebraska on the right side in the green. And immediately your go-to player, you called it, Salima.
Well, they're gonna get her the ball. If they're passing well, she has proven herself to be effective, so Atlanta's gonna have to really key on her, which could open up things on the outside for Nebraska.
She was one of the top scorers in the last match. The other one right here, Jaylee Winters, in her first serve. Solid one to get going and getting Atlanta out of system early, but there's your girl, Tessa Grubbs.
Well, that's
like clockwork.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I know what I'm doing. So the pass a little bit off the net, but a nice reverse, of course, by Fairbanks to get that ball all the way over to Grubbs.
1 point on the board per team. Magdalena Yelarova on her first serve, and again going through the middle. I like this use of the middle on Nebraska's side, but doesn't pay off that time.
Well, we talked about this a little bit before. Their middles were super effective against Madison in the last match, but they need the pins to get going more. If they're passing well and they can open up things on the outside, that's going to be very huge for Nebraska.
First break point on Atlanta's side. Nebraska going out to the governor on the outside. Jordan Larson. We weren't sure if she'd get the start here today, but she did. And what do you like about that?
Well, I love the experience, and of course, you know, she's one of the best players in the world. So having her out on the court just steadies everything out.
Nebraska are 1-2 this season. They lost 3-2 to Austin. They then beat Houston 3-2. Lost to Madison in 4 in their last matchup. Looking for a win here today, but Atlanta's going to make it tough, especially if Tia Jimerson gets going.
Jimerson has been one of the other players that can continue to keep an eye on. This is going to be a fun battle here in the middle. Jimerson up fast. She finds those gaps really well, and just watch her blocking. Elite level blocking.
Atlanta this season 1-1. They lost 3-2 to Austin. Then just 3 days later, they came back and won 3-1 against Austin at home. Here they're away. They're going to have a similar chance to do that again. They've got back-to-back matches against the same team.
They do, and that's always nice because you get to know one another. You know the tendencies. You know what happened in the last match, and then you can make adjustments for the next game.
Kimberly Therevniak on her serve. She's been impressive, but was slowed down drastically in the last match. How important is she to get going?
Well, it's going to be really important to get her going. She's one that can really streak a ton of points, and that's important for this Nebraska team. That's why we talked about that in the beginning. Hey, these pins have to get going.
Therevniak with 41 points coming into the last match, but scored only 5. She's certainly one we'll keep our eyes on because you have to have point scoring pins, and especially in that opposite position.
Without question, and the serving was really tough on the side of Madison. They kept him off the net. The rhythm wasn't exactly there. The left side blocking was really good against her, so there were a number of factors.
4-4, but a couple of service errors early on, and we know how important it is to put pressure on the other team, but is this too many errors for you?
Well, it's early on, and if the errors, the unforced errors, so the one at the net compounded with the one on the service line, that's when it becomes a problem.
Jordan Larson out of Hooper, Nebraska, the legend. She's getting her serve in, no doubt about that. Back to Grubbs on the right side, and a swing across the court. She's one of those players, I feel she has so much range, could pretty much hit anywhere.
She really does. It's because she gets her feet to the ball, and her contact point is so high. She's able to move that ball around well. And I like the serving strategy on the side of Nebraska. They were serving the other side of the court to try and eliminate Grubbs a little bit, but that didn't quite work.
Well, serving strategy certainly won't be put the ball on Lexi Rodriguez, and there's the reason why.
Yeah, Lexi Rodriguez is going to pass the ball right on the money pretty much most of the time. But this is a nice shot by Winters. There's Adams trying to chase this one down. Those tips are going to be maybe problematic depending on where the defense is in the right back.
Now the ball goes long. It's really hard to get a look at each team when so many errors are calling in. Both teams are trying to get an understanding of what the other team is throwing at them, but with so many errors, it's really hard to get your rhythm.
Exactly. That's exactly what you're seeing right now. It feels a little choppy, but it'll steady out here in a minute.
This time targeting Winters on the outside for good reason. Ball comes back over, free ball. Rodriguez is there. And through the middle again. Herrera can't put it down. Quick one, a bit of net play. Longest rally we've seen so far. And there is Hudson, one of the fresh faces out of college. If you watch the NCAA tournament, you'll know this name well.
A lot of defensive efforts. We're going to see a ton of this. Two great liberos on both sides of the court. But Hudson, just a step close with a really nice arm, elevating over the block.
Again, targeting Winters. Slide, shut down. Winters again, a little higher this time. That's a smart play. Move to the backside, and Grubbs denied. Big blocking out of Nebraska.
And that's Herrera making that move. A good block set up by Winters, but Herrera, she works so hard laterally. You just see her moving from pin to pin, getting close and over the net.
I'm not seeing a middle blocker be a top scorer, but that makes me a little nervous for Nebraska if your top scorer is your middle.
Exactly, that's exactly right. So the Pins have to continue to keep going and find ways to score.
Meanwhile, finding ways to score. Tessa Grubbs on the outside this time. Is she one of those players that Atlanta's going to be looking for, front court, back court, literally anywhere on the court?
Without question. She is proven, and she's really stepping up. You can see it in how she's moving on the court. You can see her energy and how she's really leading this team. She really, it feels like she stepped up as a leader for this team.
And from one left into the next, Kimberly Drevniak out of Germany. Second season in Nebraska, but she's one of those players that has so much experience playing overseas, bringing that here to the USA. Winters down the line. Chance again for Grubbs, this time a tip, showing the range we talked about. Larson has a two-handed throw. Those can be difficult. They don't look like it. Big rip, but great coverage. Negretti all over the court. And Adams takes a swing. That doesn't go down. Another chance for Larson. I like the extending of this rally. Teams will try to do this. But especially when it's Larson trying to finish it off. Why is she so good at that shot?
Well, she just sees the block so well. So the coverage is there, both teams scrapping, but when it's in the air, she can identify where's the block and where's the defender at the same time. It is very, very difficult to do.
Larson now 39 years old. A couple of decades spent in the pro seasons. Ball backside to the lefty, quick tip, comes back Nebraska's way. Another lefty swing. Slow, controlled, and Grubbs looking for fingertips, and I think she got him.
Grubbs again, that high contact point, and that's something I really want to emphasize because it makes it easier for her to hit high hands, for her to hit the deep third of the court. That's what gives her so much range, like you talked about earlier, Key.
Yeah, 6'3" as well. Plenty of arm to use. Oh, how about that block? Atlanta patrolling the net.
Smart play because when they have been passing perfect, they have been setting the middle. They want to get the middles involved. Certainly Herrera, that we have seen, and Mackenzie Adams doesn't even pay attention right now to Drevniak. A great blocking scheme.
10-9. Oh, they serve, yes! Into the corner. That one just dropping.
That's a tough ball to pass no matter who you are. Of course, Larson, who's one of the best players in the world, next to one of the best passers in the league. That's a tough ball.
I know it's a dangerous seam to look for, and to get an ace in it, that's impressive. Magdalena Yelarova doing well here. Atlanta, 11-9. Atlanta scores here. It's going to be a timeout, and I think it is if there's no touch on that ball. No. What am I doing doubting Jordan Larson? Silly me. Of course there's a touch.
The Governor going after it. She went high and flat. There's going to be a challenge, though, on that touch on the block.
I like this challenge from Paulo Coco. He's recognizing how close it was. In real time, it was hard to tell, to be honest.
It is hard to tell. That ball goes flat, so referees are going to be looking to see if there's any movement of the ball or movement of those fingers.
So it is Atlanta challenging for a touch.
And I really like how both teams have steadied out right now. The rallies are getting a little bit longer. Take a look and see if we can see this. Looking for that left hand. Jimerson, that pinky, but I don't know.
I don't see any movement. Yeah. So there we go. Reversal of the point, 12-9, which means we've got a break here. Atlanta leading here in Omaha. League One Volleyball is presented by Skims, the official loungewear, intimates, and sleepwear partner of Love.
But for your team. Let's give it up one more time for Love Athletes of the Month, presented by Yeti.
Alrighty, fans, as we all can see, there's a lot of us here. We like to get involved in the action. Scan the QR code, and you can get on our Love selfie cam. As you can see, I got my selfie cam rolling. We all got a smartphone, okay? We can scan that QR code. Get me off the screen, please. Get my face off the screen. Scan that QR code. There we go. You just like us. Getting in the action there. All right, I want to see everybody's phones out. Nice job in the front row here. Got some selfie cams going on as we are ready to go in the Love selfie cam. I'm ready to take over whenever they let me go. We got a lot of people here. There's some great volleyball, and we're ready to keep this going. Keep scanning that QR code, fans. Keep it going.
Welcome back to Omaha. League One Volleyball. Atlanta leading Nebraska 12-9, and we're having a look at Eva Hudson, the 6'1" Fort Wayne native, just coming off the NCAA tournament, just about a week and a half to train with this team.
It's crazy. There's so much asked of these young players, but what I've already seen, I mean, it's early, but her confidence has grown every single match. You could tell early on, wasn't quite sure of what to do and, you know, finding her place, but you can see it, and everyone that has watched the NCAA tournament knows what it looks like when Hudson is confident.
Yeah, she told me in a call this week she chose to play for Love rather than some of the other offers that were on the table for her because of how many Olympians are in this league, and she wanted to improve her game, she wanted to get better and learn. And one of the best is on the other side of the net from her right now, Jordan Larson.
Well, and that's a great idea. When you're on a team with teammates that are Olympians, and you can even see what your opponents are doing, and you're learning so much and playing at such a high level.
One of the last seasons that anyone will have a chance to go up against Larson. I feel like that's something you put on your resume.
For sure. And for us, too, calling the matches.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, Atlanta right now not worried about the names on the other side. I feel as though they're kind of playing their game. They're looking comfortable already. A lot of smiles, a lot of relaxation.
And I like this. That's a triple block. 3 blockers getting in there, and Adam's still able to blast through that. Definitely playing comfortable and confident right now.
Grubbs on the serve. She's getting Nebraska off the net. And they're looking for the deep corner, but it's not there to be had. So breaking to a bit of a lead here is Atlanta, 4 points.
Well, it's been the tough serving. We saw the ace in the corner, another tough serve in the seam that's pulling Nebraska a little bit off the net. So they've got to be better out of system and extending those rallies.
Tessa Grubbs on the line. She was the best server of the Swiss League in 2024. Looking to put those skills into action here. But it's Drevniak getting one through. She's been a little bit quiet so far this match.
Yep. Beautiful reverse by Dykema, setting that ball back there to Drevniak. They want to get her going, but in a good rhythm, and not just chucking up high out of system balls for her. Get them in rhythm.
How about an ace serve to get you in rhythm? Drevniak, the German input, looking good.
And we'll see this team. I have seen in the last couple of matches and go on these runs. They're down 4 or 5 points, but they're never out.
12 serving 14, one on the money, and that means Jimerson can get going on the slide behind.
For me, best part of that play is the pass. Hudson handling the pass. That's what's going to be important for Atlanta, passing the ball well so they can get the middle of the ball.
Jimerson, the best spiker of the Love Classic last season. Been impressive before and after the introduction of the bows in the pigtails.
We're going to track that.
Yeah.
Track it bow, pre and post bow.
Yeah. There gotta be some numbers there. Well, there's a name we haven't called yet, Emily Thader. And this is what is so impressive about this Nebraska side. 3 elite level middles to choose from.
Well, they're so fast. All of them are. And Thader, quick laterally, gets on that slide so fast. Speaking of getting on the slide fast is Jimerson. So when both teams are handling the ball well, it's hard to stop their middle attack.
And I wonder if the serve has maybe been getting a little bit softer since we saw so many errors in the beginning.
It may have been. Easing up just a little bit, making sure you're staying in system there.
Atlanta up by 3. Short one on Winter. She'll find herself the target often. Oh, great coverage. Jimerson popping in. I always like to say defense for middles counts for 2, especially on a tip like that.
Without question. I agree with you. We can add that to the stats. We really need to talk to you about that. I like the attempt, the transition play out of the middle. Just set was a little bit low, and she couldn't really get on top of it.
Emily Thader, 6'3" middle blocker out of Springfield, Missouri. Tries to play a little bit of defense too, but no go.
I love Favorite's going right back to the middle attack. I know, Key, you love that. Give it back. Hey, one error, come on back, perfect pass.
Yeah, the repeat set. I think it's so fun to just watch the setters. You were a setter yourself, and you kind of watch the distribution of where they're going at any given moment, but nowhere to go there because another A serve, this time by Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta really is putting service pressure on Nebraska, and if they can continue this is what's going to extend their leads and allow them to finish the match. Because out of system, even if that's a bad pass, Nebraska hasn't shown that they've been really good right now.
Rachel Fairbanks out of Pittsburgh goes right back to Winters. There's a tip, they pick up. Tip from behind. Oh, excellent read by Negrete. Chance again, but the misconnection. Do you like going back to that?
I don't mind it because it's a transition play, and if it's right on the money, then it's great. How about this play laying out here is Negrete on that pancake, just scooping right underneath it. She's been so effective for Atlanta.
So Nebraska with a timeout here. They're down by 5, if my math serves me correctly. What do they need to do right now?
So 2 things. They have to talk a little bit more in the seams on the passing because I think Atlanta's serving super tough, and they have to get their platforms out a little bit earlier to get that ball high, and then once they do, their outsides have to put the ball away. There have been a couple of unforced errors, a couple of block balls. That's going to be the difference right now. Controlling the pass and the touches and get their pins to score.
Well, Atlanta's doing such a good job of targeting Jaylee Winters in the past, and you can see Jordan Larson, her expertise, her experience, her leadership. She just gets in there in the huddle to give some advice. What do you think she's saying?
Well, I think she's talking about similar to what I'm saying. We have to communicate a little bit better, be smart about our unforced errors, and just that leadership of having the player on the court that sees everything, maybe a couple of small pointers that we're not even seeing ourselves, but really just giving them confidence so they can get right back into it.
19-14, love Atlanta. Rachel Fairbanks.
Rachel Fairbanks likely to go straight down the line again, I would imagine. Let's see if she does. Yeah, keeps that in, and there's the change. Jordan Larson stepping in to take the ball. Pump set out of system to Grubbs, into the hands of her coverage. And again, Hudson using the no-looking cookie.
I love it. That's the confidence we're talking about. When you're not super sure, you're hitting shots or maybe half speed or into the block, but now that she can really expand her range a little bit, that makes a big difference.
Double sub happening on the other side, and this can only happen once, which is one of the rule changes this season, but you want to use it strategically.
And I like this one because I believe we saw Hart coming into the game. She made a huge push for this Nebraska team against Madison in their last match. We'll see what a difference she makes here.
Same serve, line ball. Abby Blossom now on the court. She dishes it up, and she uses an overload, which is interesting.
I love it. And the overload is running that 31 with the middle to keep the right side in a little bit, and then setting fast over the top. And I love that play, and that opens things up for Winters. Excellent side out. This double sub has been very effective for Nebraska.
Yeah, Yeah, it was quick, and now it's over. Reversed immediately. Ty coming now back court. Drevniak in the front. Ball targeting the youngster Hudson. Doesn't matter though. She nails the pass, and the middle gets going.
Middle attack has been good. And see how much higher that set is. The one that was hit out of bounds, we talked about, a little bit low and flat. And now Fairbanks really making sure she's popping that ball up there.
Hudson in her first season with Love. Someone who won the MVP of the SEC last season with Kentucky. Her team won that conference. She's bringing that college spice into this professional league, just fresh out of that young station. Into the hands, block. You love and hate to see it at the same time.
That's a tough one. That's a coverable ball. A nice move by Drevniak, getting there on a tight play, getting over completely, throwing it back in there, but everyone's standing there. That can't happen.
A miscommunication. Painful.
Well, that's teams still getting used to one another. Hudson in there for not very long. Who's taking what ball?
Fairbanks behind to Grubbs again. She's looking for that cross court. She's hit it a couple times already.
She has. It's been effective. And when that ball's way inside, she has to realize if it's not high enough to snap on top, that she's going to run out of room hitting that ball in the lead.
Atlanta call a timeout now. 21-18. Nebraska kind of creeping back into it. So Paula Coco wanted to have a chat with his team. What do you think he's saying?
Well, they have to take care of the small things, right? The coverage ball was one play, the missed serve. So there's a missed serve in the net on a short serve, a missed coverage ball. You know, those little things, they just add up. So at that point, Nebraska didn't have to earn those points. We have to keep pushing here because they can come back. We've seen it. We've seen it in other matches how they come back and can go on huge runs. So they have to really keep dialing their focus here.
It's interesting that he gave the start to Eva Hudson. She mentioned to me in a call earlier this week a player that she looks up to is Gabby from Brazil, and of course Paula Coco will know her well and says, yeah, he sees some similarities in those two players. Eva Hudson, one of those players that likes to go off the hand. She can work high off the fingertips. She likes to recycle a ball. Very similar to Gabby, and it's almost the highest honor to be associated with Gabby.
Well, it's a pretty cool person to know as a youth player, to understand the international game and to say, hey, I know Gabby from Brazil, and that's very important.
I think a lot of players maybe don't watch that much international ball, but that's how you grow your skills. That's how you level up, is if you're watching international ball, you're watching college ball, you're watching these games here.
Without question. And watching Nebraska here, they're just playing steady right now. There's nothing crazy, nothing overly flashy. They're not making any first errors. They're handling the ball well and finding ways to score.
Winters with a solid serve, but it's coming back. Defense working. Chance to swing from the backcourt. We haven't seen a lot of that yet.
I like it. The rhythm has been very good in previous matches with Winters, and it's Hart who has been hitting out of the back row. Again, they're just controlling the ball and upping their serving game. The ball was a little bit off the net. Couldn't score from the left side. Service pressure is key right now.
Taylor Winters staying at the service line. Majored in business intelligence and analytics in Creighton. I wonder what kind of mathematics is going in our head right now as she fires one through on Atlanta. That is a veteran move on the outside. There's a substitution.
We thought we'd see Peskova. I thought we might see, just depending on how the game's going. It's in between Hudson and Peskova. Again, the outside hitter with a lot of experience, a lot of fun.
With a 2-point lead. Dropping down the middle, but patrolling again is Jimerson. I love the work the middles are doing right now on Atlanta's side.
Absolutely, and I did say that Peskova was in for Hudson. She's actually in for Adams. That was my mistake. She's in the front row for Adams, but making a difference.
Annie Cesar also subbed in to stabilize the reception a little bit on Nebraska's side, and that's exactly what you get. Basically a couple of liberos right now on Nebraska's side.
Well, and then when you have to focus on the middles, because you know they're setting the middles within that range, it leaves Drevniak open on the right side of the court.
Is it too little, too late? We've seen a big push here from Nebraska. Have to keep that service pressure on because this is the problem. If that ball is in hand for Fairbanks, there's so many threats.
There's too many. You have to key on, the middles have to just wait. I'm either going to fully commit on Jimerson or I'm going to release to the outside. It's hard to decide.
Well, it is set point Atlanta and a couple of subs coming in there as well. Riley DeHoog, one of them. Set point Atlanta. No, of course. There's Larson to keep it off from the serve from Corey Powell, which was pretty solid.
Yeah, she's very solid, but this is exactly what we're talking about. That was a tough serve, got them completely out of system, but Larson understanding that she can hit off the edge.
Second set point Atlanta. How do they handle it? Ball back to the left side. Lefty on the right side, I should say. Drevniak goes cross and sneaks one underneath the block. Stepping up in a big way.
Stepping away, this is what you asked. Is it too little too late? It never seems to be if you're Nebraska.
That double sub reverse immediately. The top scorers back on. Has more points already.
Keep an eye on Grubbs out of the back row potentially too.
To the outside. Koskova can't find it, and we are tied up 24-all. Atlanta had 3 opportunities to get it done.
And they made a couple of errors, a couple of unforced errors, and Nebraska, like I said, nothing flashy, serving tough, being solid with what they're doing defensively.
And here's where that rule change comes in. No timeouts left.
Nope, you gotta figure it out yourself, right? Talking amongst each other. Hey, what are we gonna do here? How are we gonna make a difference? And there's Grubbs. We knew that she came back in to look out for her out of the back court.
Who are you setting if you're Nebraska right now?
Taking a look, maybe Larson out there on the outside.
Yeah, off the hook. Sending it long, and Nebraska have done so well to get themselves back in this match.
Absolutely. The serving pressure, I think, has been the difference. They've been serving tougher and getting them completely off the net, and the left sides haven't been able to score like they were early.
The MVP of the 2021 Olympics, Jordan Larson, on the line. She puts that in play and defends. And with a backcourt attacking error, Nebraska have taken the lead, and they will take their first set points.
Incredible push back here. See if they can finish it off with Larson at the line.
Oh, a challenge coming in. Interesting. Again, no timeout. So what do? Maybe use a challenge instead. Kind of take it with you.
Without question. And she just was on that line, so it's a good opportunity to talk a little bit and really take a look at her foot there. Just clip that 3-meter line. If the toe is on it at all, if it touches it at all, that's when you're going to get called. But they just need to steady out here and not let Nebraska completely go on this run and take advantage of just playing steady ball again. Atlanta's more hurting themselves more than pushing.
First set point, Nebraska. Larson at the line. Or she keeps it in play, puts it on Hudson to get out of it. Oh, what a defense, Rodriguez. Chance for Nebraska. Oh, 3 ball. This has to be the one. And it is. Jalen Winters and Nebraska coming from behind. 3 set point opportunities for Atlanta. They couldn't get it done. And Nebraska, it's going to be a shame to see her go.
It's going to be different. It's going to be very different for the world, really, not just in the United States. I mean, she's definitely has established herself as one of the best in the world.
Well, we're lucky to have her. One more season, one final hurrah, the last dance, as it were. And Atlanta will have to face her today, try and overcome. Well, very strong Nebraska team. It's 1-0 at the moment. First point on the board for the home team in the second set. Well, there's Tessa Rose again, doing what she does.
And the comeback was really incredible. And it's interesting. Atlanta had more kills than Nebraska, but they ended up in the end making more errors. They had more hitting errors. They had more service errors. So that's where Nebraska steadied out. Let's see if Atlanta can limit those errors and produce points.
Ooh, there's some power. You mentioned needing a few more pins to step up, and Drevniak has absolutely done that so far.
Rhythm pass. You got Rivera out there that you know is going to be set in the middle on a perfect pass. Again, we talk about opening up that offense, and hard to stop the lefty in that angle.
Drevniak with 8 points already in the match.
First ball, point, Nebraska. Back to serve number 17, Tessa Grubb.
Building in confidence, Atlanta are going to have to figure out what went wrong. They were up by 5 points at one point, had 3 set point opportunities. What was it that they weren't able to close out?
And it's just amazing when another team is just playing steady and you start making errors, what that feels like on the court. That's exactly what was happening. Nebraska was just playing clean volleyball, and Atlanta started making errors, unforced errors. So that's the biggest difference. They have to keep the ball in play, they hit smarter when they're out of system, and eliminate those errors.
Headed up to serve. Targeting Hudson, it's to be expected. And into the hands and out goes Adams. That's a smart, high IQ play.
Very smart play, seeing that tight ball at the net and knowing that she had no real room to go, just throwing it off the hands. It's an elite level play by Adams.
Adams standing at 6'4". She's played all over the world, Puerto Rico, Japan, played in Novara, Azajabashi, Conegliano. If you know the international game of volleyball, those are some names you'll know well. It's back to serve. Put some pressure on Winters again. And that is a good response from Winters. They're searching for her no matter where she is.
They are. I mean, you've got Jordan Larson out there and Lexi Rodriguez. I wouldn't serve either one of them, so I'm going to go after whoever the other pin is. And you talked about the middles earlier. They are so fast. When they get the middle up, even if it's not high enough, they can sneak through the block because they're up.
Atlanta off the net. Scoop by Rodriguez. And from the backcourt, Winters bringing it down just that little bit. In Italy, they'll say, non chiudere, don't close your shots.
I like that run, running forward when the block is moving with you and laying back the bit. It's a great run. It's the right idea. And she just couldn't get on top of it.
Winters again having to handle the first one. Fader's available. Free ball coming. Off the net. Ekema to the outside. Larson tickles it over. Oh, what a response. Did that land in?
I don't know.
Just called out. I think Fairbanks maybe thought it was in.
It was a really nice heads-up play. Very hard to read.
And we do have a challenge from Atlanta. I think for good reason. From where I was sitting, that was definitely worth having a second look.
It was close. It looked like it could have been in, and so we'll take it again. It gives them an opportunity to talk a little bit.
Fairbanks, the best setter in the NCAA back in 2024. There's the official look at it. Ooh, what do you see?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Depression, there it is.
And she almost turned around and just had that sort of confident swagger, which was, it convinced me.
You could feel it.
Yeah, you
You're
do.
a setter, you know if it's right on the line. That was a great play.
I was going to say, you were a setter with the USA national team for a while. When is the right time to dump that ball?
Well, when they're not expecting it, obviously, but that's a lot of times that's in transition. When it's a bang-bang play and everyone's getting set and ready and looking at the attackers, that's a perfect time to throw the ball down.
And it's almost 1-for-1. Dykman out tries to have her hand at it. Defense good. Overpass. Thader takes it. Back court coming again. Defended by the middle. Now it's Rodriguez underneath it. Drevniak one more time. There's the tip. Oh, Jimerson working overtime. And it pays off. Those are the points, right? The ones where you're not expected to get that ball up. And if you do, counts for double.
And this followed a hard-driven ball that she dug into the corner. She's back there deep and lays out for the tip. Come on, Tia. Let's go.
And the best middles in the world are not just good at blocking and attacking. If you want to play at a high level, that's what you have to do. If anyone's out there is watching, you got to be able to defend. Oh, okay. Okay. 3-meter line.
Yeah, that golf swing. And Hardy, the hips going. Come on, Jordan. Let's go.
And a bit of swagger as well. I think that even impressed herself. It takes a lot to impress Jordan.
It does. Well, that left an open block. I mean, you got to give credit to Dykemont there with no block up.
Yeah, leave Jordan Larson 1-on-0 at your peril. Well, Atlanta's still with the advantage here. They're up 7-5, but considering the big gap that they had, what do you think they're thinking about going into this second set and having that little bit of a lead now?
Right, controlling the ball better, and where they're really good is even with speed to the pin, so when they're controlling it, that's what gets them those splits for Hudson and for Adams.
Betty puts a solid ball out. What defense! Nebraska laying out for it. Grubbs, cross court, can't find the floor. Scrappy at the net. Oh, yes! Ball stays in play. And sneaking underneath is Eva Hudson.
Love it. Excellent volleyball. Think the ball's going to fall a couple of times during that rally. And I love that swing by Hudson. She just kind of high snaps it inside the block. Impossible to defend.
Hudson was the best scorer of the Big Ten in 2024. With shots like that inside the block. Bader looking for the deep corner, and she'll get it. I'm not sure if that was a touch or if it was in or both.
I don't know what happened, but they got the point. She's up fast again. Arm available, ready to go, no matter where the set is.
Emily Bader, who's played in Paris, Nancy, Aachen, out of Missouri in 2017 with an ace serve right on cue. Again, talking about middles that do more than just middle things.
Have to do it. She's got a very tough flat serve. You'll see this ball barely go over the top of the tape. That's what makes it very difficult. And coming line to line, that means straight at Eva Hudson makes it gets on you a little bit faster.
Targeting Adams this time. Drevniak has a D. Tip from Winters, handled well at the net. Here comes Hudson again, has to roll it over. High out of system set, blockers are there, but Kaylee Winters said hit the gym.
Love it, hanging up there, strong. You have to be strong at the net on those type plays. Wait for it and just push it. So you see that Atlanta had changed their passing pattern. So now you've got libero down the line. That's why the serving has changed into the angle towards the outsides.
Well, this time goes back down the line. Libera's sitting there in the pocket. And to your point, Salima, when you see who's on the other side of the court, how important is it to either serve tough or serve a zone?
Well, that's exactly it. It depends on what's going on. The distribution, or is it a passer that's not great at passing? So those are the two things that you'll know going into the scout. Hey, this is what we want to do in this situation, and it changes if the passing pattern changes.
Was it in? Was it off the hands and out? Just lands on the line, and that one's a little heartbreaking for Grubb. She's there. She says, do I play it? Do I not?
Well, the angle of it would suggest that it's heading out of bounds, and then she saw it. She knew right away.
And again, Nebraska closed the gap. Looking for a short one is Dykema. Quick middle. That's a beautiful connection.
Aroba has been so good at getting up and moving different areas of the court. We saw her hitting the other direction in the last set, hitting more towards the 5, and now the block has taken that away, and she's hitting it towards zone 1.
6'3" minute blocker out of Czech Republic, played for Atlanta Vibe and switched over to Love Atlanta. And again, offensive prowess at the net through that center of the court, working really well for Atlanta.
They've been smart hitting the ball off the block, and I thought Rodriguez might be able. She's one of the few that could get that ball if it's going to get up, but still too far.
So Atlanta get themselves a 2-point lead again. Dropping it short on the middle. I like that choice. But so does Nebraska. When you have a middle that passes dimes, then everything opens up.
Yeah, it really does, because you expect potentially a give and go, especially when that ball is passed a little bit towards the left side of the court. We've talked about this several times. She's been one-on-one almost every time in that same situation.
Drevniak, the lefty, has played in Serbia, Turkey, played in France, Italy. Germany. Another point goes Nebraska's way, and again they close the gap.
Just chipping away, steady Eddie, serving tough, creating opportunities.
Neck and neck. French fries on the board, as Kevin would like to say.
Yes, he would.
Every time makes me hungry. Ball out of bounds. The point goes Nebraska's way, and that brings us to our first break. It is 12-11. Nebraska leading here in Omaha, but Atlanta, plenty of work left to do. We'll see you in just a minute.
Whether you're a elite athlete, a high school player, or a weekend warrior.
We're here for you inside.
In the physical therapy
Look at that.
In the training room,
and in the operating room.
it's a routine that truly cares.
Sports medicine care that serves you. Game on. Tonight we have a very special part of the match. You can show your support for love and elevate your game day fit with the Season 2 replica jersey, created in collaboration with Adidas. This volleyball jersey features Adidas Ready, which uses sweat-wicking or absorbent materials to get you feeling dry. Embrace the confidence of a true competitor and enjoy a jersey that stands out on and off the court. With Adidas, every play feels like a win.
All right, fans, take a look at that video board. Check out the Love Nebraska fan wall. Let's see who's at the season's match. Scan QR code now on the video.
Welcome back to Omaha here for League One Volleyball. Nebraska leading 12-11. A lot of that has to do with Kimberly Drevniak, who has 9 points already. She was one of the question marks after not having a great day at the office in the last match when she showed up.
Well, it was really unusual for her, I would say, that last match. So now we're seeing exactly what she can do. This is the range and the options that Drevniak normally has, and that we see every day when she actually plays the ball. I mean, this is what we're looking at. Lefty getting there, hitting angles, hitting down the line. Very hard to stop one-on-one. You're not going to stop her. So it's a testament to everything going well right now, the ball control and the setting of Laura Dekema, too, giving her these opportunities.
Have to be doing pin things, and Nebraska wants more out of their offense. They are getting it big time from Drevniak, as Nebraska now lead 1 point over Atlanta. But Tia Jiverson has been a problem if you're wearing a green jersey, because she's the top scorer right now for Atlanta.
Well, tough to stop her, and she's fast. Talking to her setter right now on firing that ball in there. She wants it. Doesn't matter where the pass is, and Fairbanks can get it to her.
Trying to be aggressive. You got to respect that, going for the corner pockets.
And Grubbs has a tough serve. She hits that ball high with some weird spin on it, kind of flat, not spin, kind of a hybrid. Very difficult to pass.
So Nebraska let off the hook. Pin it up. Puts in a soft one. And that's a chance for Fairbanks to do it again. She's been offensive. How do you like a setter that really gets themselves all involved in the offense?
Well, it's great because it makes things very difficult to defend on the other side of the net. Now you not only have the middle to think about, the back row attack, you also have the setter. So just gets you thinking a little bit more when you're on defense.
Fairbanks, a three-time All-American at Pitt. No professional experience before coming over to Atlanta.
She has proven herself to be one of the best setters. And what I love about Fairbanks is her body position when she sets the ball. That's what makes her very difficult to read. She looks the same. She's up and down. I love that set right there. It's hard. It's hard to track it down.
I think she loved it too.
Yeah,
Jiverson loved it. I think all the pink jerseys loved it. I'm Key Michael, sitting here with Emmy Award winner Selena Rockwell. We loved it as well. Couple of changes. That double sub again coming in on Nebraska's side. Worked last time, a little bit earlier this time. We're tied up at 14.
This is the right time to do it. I think this is good for them right now. Let it spin a little bit longer, and you have more time to gain some points.
And one of the things about that double sub is it keeps your center in the back court. What does that do for your front court?
Well, then it gives you more options. It gives you always in a three-hitter situation, or potentially four with a back row attack. Just more attackers coming at you at once.
More attackers equals better. Simple math. There's one of the attackers doing well. Hudson for Atlanta. Free ball is the response, and Fairbanks can choose the middle again. Awesome with a quick one. Leaves her hands so quickly.
So quickly. She's so good at just her wrist. She has some of the strongest wrists in the league. She just flings that ball around. And that was a nice up two defensive plays by Lexi Rodriguez, and they just were unable to convert with Hart hitting that ball a little bit wide.
Fairbanks on the line again. She's been aggressive. This time goes after Larson, changes things up. And it pays off. Perhaps the blockers making a bit of move early there. Maybe that's part of the strategy.
That's a nice dive. I mean, that's where she was able to score in the last match in the double sub out of the back row, but some into that angle.
I love that angle as well, that camera angle that we get when someone's blocking and you see the penetration of the arm. Ooh, the goosies. I like blocking. Great pickup, great defense. Hudson goes off hands. Awesome, now to the outside and a tip throw. Winters discovering another nice block.
Well, a big block by Grubbs. It's hard to throw off of her hand because she's already shaped her right hand so strong that it's not going to be able to go out of bounds. That's what you have to do. Young players watching out there, if your hands are just straight and flat, that's when you're going to get tooled.
So Grubbs has some of the strongest shoulders in the game. Very broad in the shoulders, and that's what you want as a blocker.
Yes, you do.
A lot of space. Not that time, though. Winters finding a little bit of a sliver of light around her.
Well, finding that area of the court and hitting the line. We haven't seen a ton of line swings from the outside so far. So that's where the answer is right now. The meat of the block is not, the angle is not.
Pressure serve. Oh, yes. That is exactly what we saw from Bader moments ago. Almost like a rinse and repeat.
It is indeed, and Atlanta right now in the stretch has to steady out their passing, control it. They're going to move people around a little bit and see if they can get something going offensively. But this is where those errors came into play in the last set, controlling those unforced errors.
Good throw, and Larson lets that go. Does land on the end line, though, so good push by Atlanta.
Very smart play again. In the last set, that may have perhaps been out of bounds, made an error on a poor set. So nice play by Grubbs.
So with one, make that 0-point advantage.
Hudson has to regroup right now after that missed serve and let that go. So likely going to come after her, of course, or Adams. But
what a slice. The precision that it takes to hit that sideline with such little timing between the ball coming in your area and then hitting it.
well, I'm going to ask you about that. You're a middle. How does that happen?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
You got to be as good.
I just set the ball.
Between the two of us, so one of us knows. I think that's what's exciting about volleyball is that you can really pay attention and pinpoint tiny different differences between different positions, and if you have a different body type as a young player, you don't have to say I can or cannot be a volleyball player. It doesn't matter if you're short, be a libero. If you're tall, be a middle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So right now on both sides of the net, it's actually going to come down to these errors. They just control the ball. That's what we saw Nebraska do. They were controlling the ball, steadying what they were doing, and not making a ton of unforced errors. Right now, serving tough is important because you can't just let the offense go off, but you have to manage that. How's that balance that you talked about earlier, like when to serve a position, when to serve tough. This is when you can serve, hey, who can I pinpoint here? And then maybe what we're doing on a block scheme based on that to give you the advantage instead of really just going for it.
Let's see who Herrera pinpoints. She goes cross court. She's looking for Adams. And Jimerson is looking for the sideline. Slightly wrong with it. Just perhaps an over-rotation.
Couple of unforced errors again. Ball in play. Just chop on top of it. Throw it down in the middle of the court. These are the things that are going to make a huge difference for Atlanta. Control your touches.
Well, timeout called for Atlanta. They're now down by 1. Keep in mind, first set, they had a 5-point advantage. Kind of let it slip, and Nebraska snuck back in there, and that's kind of similar to what we're seeing here in the second.
And you can feel that it's palpable when it's on the court, and maybe you try to force something that's not there, or you try to do too much. That's the thing. Don't try to do too much. Do what you've been doing up until 8.18. Like, it's been neck and neck because it's been good volleyball. Now, if you let it get away from you with the errors, that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble. Just be smart with what you're doing. Trust your defense. Your blocking defense.
Tia Jimerson with 9 points so far. Hudson with 6. Grubbs with 9. Those are kind of go-to players. Who would you be setting?
Well, I mean, I like what Grubbs has been doing. If you can get a pick going quick out of the back row, I'd like to see a slide and a pick attack. But also on the left side, the outsides have been effective. I don't mind the miss by Jimerson, but I think you can guarantee a little bit more on a different swing.
Keep in mind, Fairbanks is also front court, so she's been bringing herself into the offense. Ball handled well. Out to Adams, covered. Negretti in the mix. Ball kept in play for Nebraska. The lefty. Drevnia can't find the floor. Now it's Grubbs to do it on the right. And again, those little overestimations are what's the difference right now.
Well, I was incredibly impressed with Fader closing on that super fast set. That first ball kind of determined everything. Started with a good block touch, and now who's going to be good at the end of a rally?
Well, here's a substitution. Ivane Montano, the 30-year-old opposite out of Columbia, into the mix. That's a fresh face. She is joined by Ella Mae Powell, who we saw. They're now down by 2, though. Atlanta have to make a push here. And to Jimerson again, who's been so impressive.
She's been really good in front. I mean, I like the one, I like the gaps. That's been working right now in this match for her. So I'd fire it in there. Even though she had 2 blockers in front of her, she's so fast, she was able to beat them across the net.
Yeah, we're used to seeing her defensively. She doesn't have any block points yet, so no finger wags.
No,
you don't get them on offense. You only get them on the defense.
That's right.
Those are the rules, the finger wag rules. That'll make them and follow them. Good defense. Atlanta working through it. Tipped over. Setters out. Now it's a bump set. Lawson sneaking it underneath. Jimerson, and I feel like she's one of the best in the world at that particular skill. Thinking, as a middle blocker, you think you've got her, you drop your inside arm. Nope, you'd never catch her.
No, I mean, Jimerson thought, I mean, she's so frustrated. That's that hand control she has, too, at the net. She can go straight ahead. She can turn that thumb down just slightly to be able to curve around the block.
I'm getting flashbacks from when we played against each other in the Champions League.
Yeah, are you twitching right now?
A little bit, yeah. Because
yeah,
same thing. Thought I had her, never had her. Never had her.
Don't retire, don't retire.
Don't do it. Listen, this is why the world of volleyball is so impressive. It has been for multiple decades because of the way that she can play.
When she hits it at a different speed and different pace, and you think you're there, and she can still rattle it through.
Set point. Nebraska is it an ace serve? Yes, it is. Nebraska have come to play. Kimberly Drevnia has gotten it done for Nebraska.
Paskova needs to score because they're not getting a lot from Adams right now.
Set number 3 underway. Nebraska with a 2-set lead. So now it's backs against the wall time. Fairbanks through.
We have seen this time and time again, though. This is League One volleyball, and 5 setters is kind of what happens. So I would relax if I'm a Nebraska fan, because you never know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen is Drevniak getting some more sets, as she does almost a miscommunication. And the denial, stays alive. There's a great D. Chance for Larson with the two-hand throw. Bump set situation, there's the coverage. Scrappy play from both sides, going under the net, but as long as your feet stay on the other side, you're good. What a rally as Eva Hudson finishes it off.
There was so much going on in that rally. I can't even talk about it all. So much. But I love the two-hand push thing by Larson and Negretti, teammates. Yeah. We talked about them having played together. They know one another so well, so she read that ball well.
Challenge on the play by LOVB Nebraska.
Early challenge coming out of Nebraska's side.
Pretty early, 1-1 early on in this set.
Susie Fritz, her second season as the head coach. And a second look at it.
So usually when it's something we're unsure of and it's not the last action, perhaps a net mid-rally, perhaps, something like that. And we'll take a look and see if they're dialing it back to see if they can see something.
Sometimes these challenges are better for the team that's down, but neither team is down. So we're taking a little bit of a break, but we're looking for net fault is the official review. So we're looking at the hands of the blockers. What do you see?
We'll see if it's on the way down. Keep going. Oh. Moves. Hold on. Keep going. Come on. Come on. We got this. And maybe as they land, anything. Elbow. Keep going. I don't know.
I thought I saw a little bit of a wiggle.
I saw the net bounce, but I don't know if that's from a previous play. Sometimes that's hard to see if you're not right on it, because there was a lot going on in that rally. That was a pretty long rally. Hey, they want all the points they can get, and if somebody saw it mid-rally, if one of the players kind of like that. Oh.
Yeah, it looked like there was maybe a little arm in the net there by Ofebu on the way down. Interesting. Referee saw it differently. So point stays with Atlanta. And Nebraska now just one challenge remaining. Well, that one was clean. No touch there. Huge stuff from Ofebu.
Smart commit block on that pass. Reading the setter well, not moving anywhere. Ofebu knows that her is going to get set. She's the spark of that team.
Ofebu participating in karate, dance, and swimming as a child. Gave that one a karate chop. As does Nebraska as they tie it up. 2-2.
Comfortable hitting off the hands. And we've seen every shot in the book by Drevniak. We've seen her line, her hard angle off the hands, really making it difficult to defend.
Herrera drops it down the middle, easy pass. Defense good. Up goes Dykema. Looking for Larson, and that's a long shot off the head.
Chiseling, and when she kind of pauses in the air, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It's going to hit you, and something bad is going to happen. She waits, she evaluates, and she just hits off your hands.
You have now become a target.
Yes.
You are now part of the furniture. You're one with the net. What a pickup. Out of system, way out of bounds, and no chance of bringing that back in.
It's tough. That's a small play and a little error, that second ball touch where you wanted to set it clean high off the net. Got away, I believe, from Thader on that second touch.
Ofebu. Looking for Winters, of course. Drevniak is looking for a kill. And how important is it to be, you don't have to be a lefty, but what does that change if you're a lefty on the right side?
Well, it's just different because you don't see it all the time in your own gym. You line up a little bit differently. You know, normally when you're lining up on the right hand, it makes it, it's just a different look and can be more challenging to block.
She's been capitalizing on that left arm. And a bit of defense too. Here comes Larson again. She's looking confident, but the block has figured it out. Rubs with a little extra spice on her celebration.
Yeah, she's like, you're not getting me. I am going to completely get over the net, surround this ball, and not let you go anywhere, Larson.
Yeah, Larson knew when her number had been called there. 4-4 is the score. We're rhyming, apparently. Bader. Krabs puts a little tickle on it, but the libero's in place. Lexi Rodriguez, so good at that. Another one, pancake for pancake. The spin, no double calls. Defense good. Cross court as well, and that is, we don't talk a lot about the liberos and the defense. It's hard to kind of get them involved, but defense is so important.
It's so important, and they'll just keep the ball alive and keep the rallies going, and then we focus on the offense and what's going on, and sometimes you don't even notice that they are so good. Both Negretti and Lexi Rodriguez on the other side. You know, we talk about the difference in experience and all of that, but two amazing liberos keeping the ball alive.
Dykema on a joust at the net, called in the net. And that's one of the toughest things to do, I think, to be up at the net and try to push and use your energy, but not get called in the net.
You have to hold, you want to get it second. She just followed through at the end, and that's why she got that call. Atlanta has to keep the service pressure on. That's the difference. They can't let Omaha be in system.
Free ball. Can Atlanta convert to Jimerson? She's got a throw as well. Larson evaluating, deciding to go line. The outside a big swing from Stova, but that one, those ones sting a little bit more. The ones that travel 2-3 seconds before they fall.
It's hard because a lot of times all the defenders are coming up to cover in a little bit tighter. But this ball, because Bader was late and her hands were high, it deflected just much deeper into the court.
Communicating her tactics with her team. A conversation happens up at the front of the net. Pickup is good, goes over. Chance for that backcourt. We've seen it a couple of times. Now Drevniak as well. She'll go line. What a sit by Negretti, just in the pocket. Goes long too much. Nebraska again back in it.
So a couple of plays early on, first ball side out, forces to the slide. And Jimerson had two balls that she couldn't really get a good beat on. I think the first ball side out has got to be that clean bick, something that's really in rhythm, if it's not a perfect pass for Atlanta right now.
A couple of subs popping up. Similar stuff that we saw earlier on. Atlanta bringing in LMA Powell. Joining her as well as Ivone Montano. Way too far. Nebraska trying to string some points together here.
And for them, it's always started with their tough serving. They've gotten Atlanta off the net a little bit, and that was way off the net. Those are the small things you got to just take care of the ball.
Speaking of taking care of it, how about another serve for the governor? Short, sweet, and simple is how she plays it.
Well, and that's a nice flat serve. Take a look at it. No, it's really difficult to track. It's a knuckleball. You rarely see Negretti get faced that way. A tough serve right in her lap.
Called it the two of them playing together in Milano a couple of years ago. So there's a little extra spice on it as well when you're going up against your former teammate. There's nothing but love off the court, but on the court, ooh, you want it.
You want it. Those are the best rivalries, just going at them, and you know one another so well. So it's this little mini game within the game as well.
Bragging rights for after the match.
Nebraska.
Going after it, trying to serve tough. That's what they have to do. And again, balancing the missed serves with the tough pressure.
Bader, who won the French League in 2024. Teammates with Herrera as well, the two of them chatting about coming here into this league. Now with the front court, though, is Carroll. First time we're seeing her in the match. Off hands, picked up. Nebraska to the outside. Winters looking to take one out of Larson's book. Was there a touch? Thader looks like she's convinced, or not. I'm trying to read the hand signals. Do we challenge? Do we not?
I'm sure. I'm not sure.
I'm sure that there was not. Definitely was not. Maybe a touch.
I like that Carroll's in the game right now. One of the best blockers in the world on the side of Nebraska. We'll see if they use her offensively for more of a blocking presence.
There's the blocking presence from Atlanta against her. Winters getting frustrated on the outside. The blockers seem to be giving her a bit of pressure.
They are. They have been giving her pressure. She's frustrated at herself for tipping that one last ball out of bounds. There's a lot going on. They want to just make up points. Because that's one thing that you see Nebraska, they're not a high error team. So when they make a couple of unforced errors, they want to really reset themselves.
Winters, big addition to the last match. 14 points she had off the bench, including 2 aces. That confidence under her belt.
Hudson going high, looking for those hands, but it looks like she missed. I'm not sure if there'll be a challenge. And there will be indeed. She didn't look confident that she got it, but it's a nice high flat swing that could definitely have caught hands. Let's see if we see anything here.
That looks like she's missed by half a fingernail's width.
I know, if her nail was a little bit longer. Come on, Kimberly.
Tough to play with long nails, but there's one reason why you wouldn't. Avoid those block touches.
So close, but I don't think she got it.
Eva Hudson said that she's trying to find her way, get some confidence here. She said Paulo Coco's just going too easy on me. I'm still waiting for him to just rip into me in the training. So I think she's trying to give her a little bit of time to ease into this professional life.
Definitely, and you don't see a lot of professional coaches really doing that much. They're very good. I mean, they can get fiery and they can get into it, but they understand. They understand how to coach each individual player, and that there's so much more volleyball to be played. You can't get someone to freak out in the middle of the game, especially a young player.
You're hearing from head coach of Notre Dame, Salima Rockwell, who's got plenty of coaching experience under her belt, and there's a special relationship, I think, between you and your players. You can get the best out of them when they respect them, right?
Without question, and I love that transition play out of the middle. Beautifully executed by LMA Powell, understanding when to set the middle attack in the transition.
Her first season with Love. Played in Nantes, Béziers as well in France. Before that, Washington. And how about another ace? How about another ace for Atlanta? They need it.
Oh, that's huge. This has been what we've been talking about. They have to serve tougher. Nebraska has been in system way too much. Nice jump serve to get going.
Tanya.
Serves
Going
one.
forward again, that time low. That gives us a 12-10 lead for Nebraska.
There's so much information in her head. She's played so much high-level volleyball for so long. She has a ton to offer.
Speaking of something to offer, Carroll getting into the blocking mix and a little chest pumping to go with it.
We talked about it when she came in last set. This is what she does. This is Carroll's thing. She gets there, she closes, she gets you fired up. Look at Jordan Larson, loving it.
Yeah, you're looking at the best blocker of the Olympics in 2024, best blocker of the VNL in 2024. I mean, this is a player that adds more than just skill. She's adding that confidence, too.
Well, she has so much experience, excellent swing on the other side of the net, but back to Carroll, just being out there on the court, all of these Olympians and players that have so much experience at the highest level, she is without question one of them.
It's called League One volleyball. Maybe it should be called League Olympians volleyball.
It could be. It should be. Come up with something creative there.
Nebraska putting their Olympians on show. Jordan Larson just ticking over those points, and this is the first set that they've been leading for the majority of it.
So now it's hanging on to this, right, sustaining what they're continuing to do. Atlanta has to pass the ball well, see if they can get the middles and opposites involved offensively. Right on cue. That's exactly what they need to do, is get middles going, see if they can open up some things for the Pins to score more points.
Freiburg, a good change here in this third set. Majored in biology at UC Irvine. Going for Larson. Oh, what a slice from Fader. How about finding that line?
Dykema is 8, 9, 10 feet off the net, firing that ball in. Because she's so fast, she's up and available. She knows she's going to be there.
Things starting to flow on Nebraska's side. They're looking really in system. Type on again. Another one of those cheeky shots, this time by LMA Powell.
Like it. She looked like she may have been going towards a little bit more towards the center of the court and then flicked that ball back and caught Rodriguez off guard, which is very hard to do.
LMA Powell, best setter of the Norseca Pan Am Cup Final 6 last summer. Got a gold medal with USA there. Ball in play, back to the right side. Big swing there. Tip goes long, and Jordan wagging the finger saying, nope, nope, I didn't get the touch. She'll know better than anyone.
A little bit of connect on her hand. She was looking to push that ball deep and just hit off her fingers a little bit odd. And Atlanta making a nice push here, serving tough.
Going on Winters again. There's the Fader connection, front and back. And what is so good about this Dykema Fader connection?
Well, it's just really interesting when you can just feel it. You know where your hitters are. They know one another so well. I mean, she's starting behind Dykema. She can't even see her, but she knows the flow of the offense. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, that was a really good angle by our camera crew as well to show us the split, the entire spread of the court. Good block here. Peanut Panoy now in on the libero jersey for Atlanta. Doesn't pay off there because there she goes again. Fader, and more Fader. From Nebraska.
Keep feeding her. Why not? I mean, they're handling the ball well enough. High and off the net, even if it's just not even perfect in the pocket, they still can get Fader the ball.
Moving again. This time to Dykema. Winters goes for a high hand, goes for a touch. All the players on Nebraska's side convinced of it. What did you see, Selena?
They're pretty sure. I'm not sure. And you can see Daly's not sure. So
she looked convinced a second ago.
Initially,
and now
she did.
Not so sure.
Yeah. We'll take a look. There's going to be a challenge on the floor. Nebraska challenging, looking for that touch. No touch was called.
Winters, one of those players with professional experience. She played in AU last season with Malouse in France and Olympiacos Greece, Cannes in France as well. And you learn these kind of skills overseas against some big blocks.
Well, you can see the difference in a swing. How she hits it flat and straight instead of on top and down. That's when you know you're going after the hands, when you watch her arm swing. I'm not sure if I can see it from this angle. I'm not positive.
Interestingly, she's got the smaller blocker in front of her. Paskova. Good decision there to go for the hands, but it does look like the referees did not see the touch, so on we go. One challenge lost. Atlanta has one challenge remaining. Nebraska has none. Back to Jimerson. She finds Strevniak. And the block says absolutely not today.
How about that press over the net? Montano just completely surrounding the ball, long over. No chance that ball's getting by her.
One of the fun additions I love this season. She's already 30. She's been around the world in various leagues. Italy, Korea, Turkey. As another change up in the front court comes in. As Julia San Giacomo is in. Trying to hit high, but even higher is the block. What a stop by Nebraska.
That's a nice play because Atlanta was in a pretty good position, dug a good ball from the outside, able to have a transition swing. A Thader once again closing with Dykema.
Thader, one of the best blockers of Love last season. Good serve as well. Defense from Larson. High ball outside. Winters slows it over, but centers out. That's a good decision. And there's the block again. Thank you very much, Carol. Obrigada.
Carol. I mean, I'm not surprised. She reads it so well, and when this tip goes over the net, she knows exactly where the ball's going to be set. That all is part of the play. I saw Coach Susie Fritz talking to Jaylee Winters about what shots are available for her. She tipped that ball on the setter and created that block opportunity for Carol.
Carol Cook was saying what makes her great is her timing, her fast legs, and she's just one of those balanced, complete middles that you can really rely on to get things done. And he knows her obviously very well from coaching her in the Brazilian national team. So he was wondering, how do we get around her? Well, how is a great question. He'll answer that.
Well, and right now, Atlanta is going to have to steady out their passing because what's been working for them is the middle and the right side. They've been very, very good. So if they can handle this pass and get that middle going, that's going to be important for them. And see if they can get that ball around Carol. Can you beat that block? Get somebody one-on-one on the outside right now and slow down this confidence train of Nebraska.
Time outlet between the coaches. 19-16. Thader on the line. She's been impressive from her serve. Called out, but taken anyway. And that's all right then. If you're going to convert to a point, take whatever you want.
That was an interesting swing. You can see I didn't know what happened. And she's got to shake it, whatever.
You're like,
Came off my hand funny. Ball was out of bounds. I'll swap at it. Take a swat. Points are points. Take it.
Yeah. Truer words were never spoken. Salima Rocco.
Points are points. Smart, huh?
Middle sets are middle sets, and that is what you get. Out of system play for Atlanta. I love it when a middle set steps in and sets.
Well, and that's perfect. Tight and high on the right side for Montano. She's been very, very effective coming in. This has been a great substitution for Atlanta.
Jimerson on the serve. She was good on the defense as well. Larson kicking Winters all the way out of the reception. And first time we've really seen her take speed off.
Well, and that set stretched her a little bit. It looked like she may have had to tip that ball over. Confusion, the off block, middle blocker, if you're not there, you might want to take the tip. But Jimerson was there as well. Communication, miscommunication, and that's tough to see that fall.
It almost looked as well like Hudson had been pulled inside, so she
Yes.
just kind of tripped over her feet a little bit. And good vision by Bevniak. Coverage good. Now you called it. That's been a big change here for Atlanta.
A huge change, and she's been so good no matter where the set has gotten her. I like Atlanta's coverage. They're staying with the play. Now Montano goes to the back row, but very effective for Atlanta.
Montano's first season playing pro was in Ornebasso in 2013. Who do you think was on her team?
Ooh.
Jordan Larson. Close. Logan Tom.
Factoid.
Nebraska have just a couple of points left to close this out in a sweep. I don't know if anyone had this on their bingo card. Nebraska have yet to beat Atlanta in League One volleyball. Could be the first time here today. Especially with stuff like that. Jordan Larson making it look easy.
She was ready for it. She is known as one of the best left side blockers in the world, and she's been wanting to get this block so badly. Oh, that may have been Carol as well. So the two of them together, that's trouble.
So fun to see them on the same side of the net as well. How many years they've played against each other in USA versus Brazil.
The middle and the right side has been key for Atlanta. Chipping away, getting back there. Nice swing.
22/20. Ball on Rodriguez. That's the last place you want to serve, and that's exactly why. You have to be sure not to put the ball anywhere near her.
Well, and that was a little bit of an easy service, a backspin by Hudson. She'd missed a couple earlier on. I think she was just trying to drive it and get it in play. Perfect pass leads to Drevniak once again. Atlanta needs a good pass, needs a middle or the back row attack to get going.
Or an ace. How about that? Carroll, who can do everything and then some. Olympic silver medalist in 2021, bronze in 2024. That's why. Nebraska on the verge of a sweep here in Omaha. Can you get it done? Carroll from the line. A second time in a row. And she shall deliver 2 aces. And Nebraska have done it. 3 sets to nothing over Atlanta. What a way for this team to get the win.
Well, they are just playing better and better, and I love how steady they are. And they have so many players with high-level experience. It's been incredible to watch them just stay steady. And there's Carroll doing what she does, gets that ball to move just a little bit in the seam. She was going after it on match point. Think she doesn't have experience doing that internationally or in the Olympics? She sure does.